Hello, everyone. My guest today is Jonathan Parassat. He was born and raised in France and is a business school graduate. Before starting his company, Action Desk, he ran one of the country branches of African e-commerce unicorn Jumia Group. Action Desk enables non-technical teams to build powerful automations using only their spreadsheet skills. They're based in Station F in Paris and are in private beta. Jonathan, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely.
All right. So, by the way, you have to own this right off the bat, and I'll have so much respect for you. Is private beta code for pre-revenue?
No, we do have revenue.
Okay, well that's even better. I was expecting you to say yes, we are pre-revenue. Okay, so you have revenue. That's great. Let me dive into the product here. So this sounds very much like it's a kind of a combination of kind of Google Sheets and like Zapier, right?
Yes, absolutely. We often define ourselves as a mix between Google Sheets and Zapier. So the problem we're solving is that, I'm sure you've seen that in most companies you have people, salesmen, customer service people, logistic people pulling out Excel reports from various systems, whether it's your database or business app, then crunching that data on Excel, and then either looking at a report that will lead to some operational actions or push that data back in a system. Now that causes two problems, right? The first one is that it's very time consuming, and you don't really want your highly skilled salesperson to spend time crunching data on Excel. And the second problem is that it doesn't really enable to have real-time data. So the solution we're offering with Action Desk is where you can program automations that will do exactly that. So first, you will automatically import data from all the data sources you may have in your business. Second, it will run some predefined data transformations that the user has programmed. And third, it will push data back in a system. And the third step could be sending some KPIs on an email, triggering a Slack message, or just putting some reports on a Google Sheet that your team can look at.
And Jonathan, what are people paying on average per month for this?
In average, that's $250.
Okay, $250. This, by the way, this feels to me a lot like Airtable.
Yeah. Well, Airtable doesn't really have this Zapier-like integration with any of your apps. I think they kind of going toward that direction with their recent feature called Blocks. But it's not quite there yet, right? If you want to import, let's say, data from HubSpot and Stripe in your Airtable base, that won't be as smooth as you may expect it to be. With us, it's just 2 clicks and you have it.
When did you launch the company?
We started about a year ago full time. I worked on it part time before that.
Okay, so 2017-ish, 2018?
Yeah, exactly.
And how many customers today?
So we have 4 customers. So
Okay.
We're doing 1K MR.
That's great. And you're doing what? 0 a year ago, right?
Yeah, I mean we were doing 0 3 months ago.
Yeah. Jonathan, I have a lot of listeners who are stuck in a job they hate and they're thinking about jumping off and doing their own thing. And they're going to also have to go get their first 4 customers here soon. How did you get your first 4 customers?
I'm just thinking about it. The very first one was I kind of went and talked to all the VCs here in Paris and just told them what we were doing. And some of them made intros to some of their portfolio companies. And since we are targeting startups and SMBs, that was I think a good channel to get some first users. And the other customers we got was through email outreach,
Just
where
cold,
we would.
cold
so
email?
our target is, yeah, absolutely, cold email. So our target is a COO in a technology company, startup or SMB between 10 and 300 employees. So what we did exactly is, you go through LinkedIn, you get a LinkedIn premium plan, you target your people, and then you have tools that will get the email and the name of those people, and then you send an outreach campaign.
And what is your outreach campaign sound like? I mean, what's it say?
It's like 3 sentences in the first email where it says, are you tired of going through your technical team anytime you want to automate a business and database process? If yes, then we might be able to help.
And what's the subject line on that email typically?
Currently, the subject line is quick question with a smiley.
That's so smart. I assume that probably gets a pretty healthy, 40, 50% open rate?
Yeah, the open rate is actually higher than that. It's around, so it's a sequence of 4 emails. At the end of the 4, it's usually 70 to 80%.
Yep. Guys, by the way, a lot of people think like, oh, if you don't have like the Atlassian CEO on the show with $1 billion in ARR, it's not valuable. But I think these things Jonathan is teaching right now are like the most valuable things for a lot of you guys that are just starting out. If you latch on to these kinds of like ideas, these little growth tactics that I ask CEOs, and you want me to do it more, make sure you do something to tell me, whether it's text me or send me something on Twitter or LinkedIn. Like, let me know. Jonathan, I love this kind of stuff. I think it's super actionable.
I totally agree, and I was asking myself the same question at the beginning, and I'm still asking the same question. Right? How to get the first customers is always a challenge, and I think you don't have that many resources online that tells you how to do it. So yeah, I do think that's very valuable.
Talk to me about how you've capitalized this. So are you bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
No, so we have raised a small pre-seed round last summer of 200,000 euros.
Okay, 200,000. And was that a convertible note or equity?
That was convertible note.
And then what's your team size today? How many people?
So we're 4 people. It's my co-founder and myself, plus 2 new software engineers that just joined us actually 3 weeks ago.
Okay, and everyone's in Paris?
Everyone is in Paris, yeah.
That's good. Station F, huh? It's taken off.
Yeah, exactly. I think we'll look back at Station F in a few years and we'll think so many now big companies were there at the same time.
Yeah. How many companies? I've interviewed, I think, like 6 companies from Station F. How many are there total?
I'm not exactly sure about the total, but it's probably between 500 and 1,000.
Yeah, it's massive. All right. So 4 people, 200,000 bucks raised. I assume you guys are probably burning cash today. How much are you burning per month?
Yeah, we're burning around 19,000 euros.
19,000 euros. Okay, so that's like about maybe $21,000, something like that.
That's great. Yeah, that's it.
It's probably too, I mean, I shouldn't even ask this question. It's too early. You don't really know yet things like churn and CAC and that kind of stuff, right?
I mean, we do know it. It's pretty simple. We don't have any churn.
Yeah.
And the CAC is 0 because we haven't, we don't do any paid acquisition.
Well, I mean, you could argue that whatever you pay yourself or your people that are doing the cold emails, that should count in there, but it's really just your sweat equity right now.
Yeah, that'd be like a fully weighted CAC. And yeah, if you count that, then it's pretty high, but that's normal for a company at our stage, I guess.
So you're at 4 customers today. How do you get up to 100? Is it just doing more cold emails, or are there other tests you're running?
Yeah, no, great question. So the other main channel we have now for acquiring leads is content marketing. So we publish at least 1 blog article a week with some use cases, some thoughts on the industry, on spreadsheets, on all no-code tools. Ryan Hoover from Product Hunt just published a few days ago an article on all the no-code tools that exist now in the market, and we actually just published an article that bumps off that idea. I invite you guys to have a look. So those are the 2 main things we do now. We are actually launching on Product Hunt on the 18th of February. If anyone wants to check it out, we're already on Product Hunt upcoming, so you can subscribe there if you want to we launch. So we expect that to bring us a flow of leads quite big, and that's where we will go from private beta to public beta.
Yep. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5, Jonathan. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
It's not fully a business book. It's more personal and business, but I would say the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Number
2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
I think, beyond the usual suspects like Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs, etc., I would mention Mathilde Collin from the CEO of Front, who's quite impressive.
Yep. She's been on the show, I think, 3 times now. She just opened an office in Paris. Is it there at Station F?
It's no, it's not right by, but Paris is a small city, so yeah, it's not far.
Very good. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, she raised a massive, I think it was like 50 or 60 million bucks at a crazy high valuation. I'm just hoping that she's able to grow into that valuation and not get stuck in some down round situation. We'll see.
Did you know what the valuation was? I don't think.
Well, no. Well, when you look at the ARR that she shared with me on the show relative to how much they raised, you can kind of understand that she is so impressive. She raised at a valuation that is going to take them a little bit to grow into.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Yeah. All right. Very good. Yeah. Number 3. What's your favorite online tool for building the company?
Again, beyond like the usual suspects, I'll mention one company called Phantom Buster. It enables you to use some kind of predefined growth hacks, like
what's it called? Sorry,
auto following some. Yeah. Sorry, what's that?
What's it called? Spell it.
Phantom Buster. PHANTOM Buster. BUSTER, and it enables you to use predefined hacks like auto following some specific people on Twitter, on LinkedIn, that kind of thing. That's been very helpful for a number of things.
Yep. Do you know the founders?
I don't know them personally, but I think they're here as well in Session F.
Yep. All right. Number 4. How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8.
8. That's great. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
I am single.
Okay, not married and no kids. How old are you?
I am 30.
30. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
How much compounding is a big effect, and really how important it is to take things step by step, even though those steps are really small.
Yep. Guys, compounding is a massive lever. Don't take it for granted. Launched Action Desk back in 2017 for customers paying $250 a month. It's essentially kind of Google Sheets plus Zapier built into one. They've crossed $1,000 a month in revenue, up from 0 a year ago because they just recently launched. They've raised $200,000 based in Paris, team of 4. They're burning about $21,000 per month right now as they look to scale. Jonathan, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan.